Hello everyone, guess what we have today? That's another limited edition from Edward. It was released, I would say, like 1 month before, but today we have it for the review. And as you can see, box doesn't even fit on the camera. Of course, it won't, because it's in, the box art is done in vertical dimension. As you can see, it's První Doma. It's 148 dual combo kit, which is dedicated to Lavachkins in Czech Air Forces. Basically it looks like this. And that's quite a huge and quite heavy box. Once again, that's a limited edition, so inside you'll find, here you can see what bonuses wait for you inside. This is special publication Československé Lavachky and also Brasin wheels. And of course decals from Cartograph and 2 sets of LA5 and LA7. What else? And also this kit is interesting because of the enormous amount of the marking options. As you can see, there are 5 by 5 and plus 2, 27 marking options. That's a classic top opening box. Let's open it. Okay, so inside it's there like enough space, as you can see, and we will check one by one every component. So first, I guess that's LA5 from Zvezda, which is not a bad kit at all. It's quite famous kit, which has engine detalization, and moreover it was released as a limited edition by Edward in several different versions. So I think you've met it before. Okay, so as you can see, everything is packed into one bag, and transparent part has its own Ziploc bag. Here we can see it. So it's a quite nice molding. Some people complain that canopy is quite thick. You can notice it here. Of course you can mold the canopy by yourself, or you can try to, let's say, sand down the thickness of those parts. Otherwise you don't see the muted parts, you don't see any possible molding damage which can appear on transparent parts. Okay, next we have, I guess those are some engine parts, like exhausts and pipelines, and here you can see Zvezda, it's 2007 kit. Then we have sprue with fuselage parts. Fuselage is quite simple, as it was on the real airplane, as you can see. All hatches and some other minor parts are molded carefully, but here we can see strange bumps, I don't know why. And here is some riveting done. Cowling parts, wheel well doors parts, wing roots, and another fuselage part. As you can see, wing roots are molded together with wheel wells. I will flip it over so you can see it here. Fuselage half has like really detailed cockpit and rear wheel well area, so it should look good. I'm really surprised by this, because it's, of course it's a minor problem, it's possible to fill it in, but it's really surprising to see. Nevertheless, don't forget that this is not an Edward kit, so, and in Zvezda it can appear sometimes, let's see. Then we have here next sprue, which contains these nice wheels. They will be assembled from 2 halves, as you can see here. Next we have pilot seat here, quite a nice part, I would say, molded as a one piece, but still we have push rod here sign, so you have to tackle it somehow. Some cockpit parts, gun bay parts, also really nice wing parts with separately molded ailerons. And also elevators are also separately molded. Engine parts, As I said, this model will have quite detailed engine. I guess those cylinder groups will be assembled from two halves. We even have the pilot figure. I guess it won't be mentioned as usable in the manual, but of course you can use it. As you can see, molding quality is quite okay, but I mean, it's quite typical for Zvezda. Of course it's better than what we've seen before. Here we have next sprue, bottom wing half, which is molded as one piece. As you can see, it features excessive riveting, separate ailerons, some parts of the wheel wells, and I guess that's pretty much all. Here's the propeller hub, air intake parts, some cockpit parts. Here is the propeller with quite interesting attachment points. I mean, why would you make attachment point to the blade, not to the root of the propeller? Wheel legs, landing gear legs, and I guess that's pretty much all. So that's all for the Zvezda LA5. Then we move on to the Gavia LA7, which is of course a bit simpler because it's an older kit, but nevertheless look on those parts. For example, as you can see, quality is approximately the same. This clear plastic is molded on the same level as in the Zvezda kit. Then we have sprues, which are packed into a separate bag. There are two sprues, nothing special. I mean, there is no excessive engine detailing or cockpit detailing, but other than that, it's quite a nice kit. As you can see here, for example, fuselage half, which features all the basic detailing, even molded with tail segment. Here wheels, which will be assembled from two halves, front cowling part, some wheel well doors, propeller blades, as you can see, are molded separately, and again those attachment points will be a bit of a problem for some modelers. Here another cockpit fuselage half, here are some cockpit parts, and what else? Top cowling part. Let's flip it over. As you can see, there is some detailing in the cockpit. Of course it will be enhanced with help of Eduard parts, Eduard P. I guess it should be enough for the model with closed canopy. Here is the next sprue, which features wing parts. As you can see, both top wing part and bottom wing half are molded as a single piece. It's a quite nice approach, quite interesting I would say, and quite unusual approach to the Paris division. Nevertheless, as you can see, molding quality is more than good and should look okay on the model. Then we have Brassin wheels. I will show you only one because there are 4 of them, and I guess, yes, they are similar. So those wheels are molded as one piece. You can see it here. They feature even writings on the wall, so that's Yaroslavsky Rezina Kombinat, and also it's written the size of the tire, so it should look nice in the 48 scale. All you need to do is just to separate this wheel from the base, mask it and paint it. Yes, mask it, because Eduard provided masks, which you will see further in the review. Then we have quite heavy bunch of, I would say, magazines. But of course these are not magazines, these are assembly manual and publication about LA7 in Czech Air Force. Just give me a second to remove all those nice books. Okay, let's begin from the that's the marking option guide, which is printed in color and printed as a separate I would say, book. So that's a similar approach to the Scribbner Shipper, a recent special edition of the MiG-21. Just give me a second to zoom it out a bit, because you won't see it properly. Yes, now you see it. So, here we are. Quite detailed marking option guide. And as you remember, there are plenty of these marking options, so you will have something to choose from. Quite nice. Then we have assembly manual. Assembly manual is quite thin, and I guess it will be dedicated to both. Yes, it's separated to the LA5 FN and to the LA7. LA7 is even thinner because parts count is much less. And here is the mask application guide. As you can see, it's provided for both versions, so you will have quite detailed Lavachkin. Now the publication, which is published in form of quite thick book, as you can see, and it features quite interesting information about Lavachkins in Czech Air Service, Air Forces, with some rare photos, comments. The only thing is that it's written in Czech, so for some it will be a problem to, let's say, comprehend what's written here, but I mean, at least you'll be able to use photos as idea for your dioramas or some model builds. Next we have here masks, canopy and wheels masks. As I said, they're provided for both versions, so you don't have to worry about masking your model. Then we have two PE threads. One is provided for the LA5. You can see it here. That's a pre-painted part, so it will be used in the cockpit. And another one is for the LA7. This one is a bit more complicated because here we have parts that will be applied outside on the external surfaces of the airplane. Next we have decal sheet. I guess there is only one. 48 scale, and we have only symbols here and no stencils at all. That's a quite surprise for me, because in this scale it becomes crucial to have such small things on your airplane. Otherwise, printing quality is really nice, and I would say it should look good on the assembled model. Still we have like some small stencils here. You can see it here. I would try to focus the camera so you can see it. Yes, now you see it properly. They're done in white, so that's why it's hard to see them. Yes, I would take my words back, because most of the stencils are done in white and they're provided here. And so it should look good. For this scale, Eduard provided enough stencils. So that's pretty much all for today. Don't forget to check photos and article on our website, and I would like to thank you for watching. See you soon.